What's up, member of the internet? Have you ever felt like you're not good enough all the time? This episode of Devon Things is Devon Inadequacy. In other words, why is it that we're living longer than our ancestors, we're more educated, we're having better, weirder sex, and yet most of us still feel like we suck? Psychologists call this feeling Imposter Syndrome, meaning no matter what you accomplish in this life, you're still gonna feel like an imposter or a fraud or a fuck up. I have a theory about imposter syndrome, and it's got a cool science name too. I call it the bumfuck theory. Back in the day, everybody lived in a small town. Let's call it bumfuck, hence the name. Now, there wasn't a lot going on in bumfuck, because there were only 150 people. Dunbar's number exactly, referring to the number of stable relationships you can actively engage in at one time. 150, that's all we can handle. Now, some of those 150 people were drunks, and losers, and criminals, and baby stealers. Others were cobblers, or shoemakers. Do those two words mean the same thing? There were a lot of shoe-related gigs in bumfuck, okay? But let's say one of the inhabitants of bumfuck wasn't just a lowly cobbler loser. He was a dentist named Edwin Mortimer Julius. Now, Edwin was the man in bumfuck. He did everyone's teeth, including the mayor's. Edwin's wooden chomps were selling like grills in 2005. He had the entire town of bumfuck at his fingertips. And the children? They looked up to Edwin. They realized that if you worked as hard as you could and you did everything you were told, you could grow up to be just like Edwin Mortimer Julius. And for the ladies of bumfuck, there was one dame named Agnes Peppa Pig. And she wasn't too smelly. And she didn't have a giant scarlet A on her chest. And she wasn't being accused of witchcraft. And that was the highest you could hope to attain as a woman in bumfuck. So, for hundreds of years, in small towns like bumfuck across the world, goals were attainable. Role models were real and tangible, and you could pick your path in life like a multiple choice question. Mayor, dentist, cobbler, mudlark, die for pay. In other words, life was simple in bumfuck. But now things are different, right? Now we're bombarded on a daily basis with pictures of our friends traveling to foreign places and pursuing meaningful work and falling in love. We have entire television shows dedicated to people who don't have to do anything for money except get drunk and start drama, mama. We see athletes push through every physical boundary imaginable on a highlight reel. We won't even watch the whole game anymore. Each one of these outliers had to spend at least 10,000 hours getting to where they are. Some of them had to make incredible, sometimes unforgivable sacrifices. Lance Armstrong. Living up to one of these incredibly fortunate people would be nearly impossible, and we're exposed to dozens a day. There's a thing called win compilations, where they take all the best stuff that all the humans in all the worlds have done and compress them down into the most efficient format our tiny brains can digest. It's not good for this. I think a lot of people are feeling the effects of these artificial expectations. There's a feeling of I should be better that just follows people around all the time now, like a dark cloud. And science is actually starting to show that having the illusion of all these choices is terrible for our sense of well-being. That's why we're more likely to chase pharmaceutical options. That's why we commit suicide at higher rates in the developed world, despite having everything. We love freedom, don't get me wrong, but we're afraid that we're not making the right choices. So in that way, we actually have it worse than Edwin and Agnes, even if we're not dying at like 43 from a toe, or a tooth, or being a witch. So if you ever feel like you'll never shape up because you don't know what shape to be, just think about bumfuck. In bumfuck, it was all about picking the one or the two or the three things that you don't absolutely hate and building your life around it, and then ignoring all the rest. Just ignore it all. Usain Bolt's not there? He's there, but he's not for me. I got my thing. And Jamaicans suck at my thing. Okay, part of my thing is smoking weed and telling stories, and Jamaicans are awesome at that. But whatever. So that's all I have to say about inadequacy and the bumfuck theory. Obviously, I feel inadequate about this episode, but my New Year's resolution was to stop thinking about those things. On the next episode of Devon Things, I might talk about feral children or something weird like that. Thanks for watching.